All right, in this video, I'm going to show you why I call it the Great Crypto Depression, right? Now, this is the Great Depression move from 1929 to 1932, right? One of my favorite patterns to analyze during the back testing of AriasWave when I was creating it over 5 years, starting 2015, right? So, after that, I made a channel and I started posting based on that and also practicing. Okay, now this here is a 5 wave move down from A wave. Now, just so you get a bit of context, picture this high here as $65,000 Bitcoin, right? You had your initial wave A and then a in brackets, which is the start of a zigzag, and then an A wave. So that means we're in a type 2 expanded zigzag to the downside, okay? And what we've seen so far is only A, A, A. So A of the larger zigzag, A of the internal B wave correction, and A in brackets of the B wave. Okay. Now, within the B wave, you could see quite clearly this is exactly the same thing that's happening today. We had an A, B, C, D, and guess what? E wave was also big in this move up. Okay. If you can't see it, if I didn't highlight it enough, E wave was also big in 1931. Okay, so volatility has existed way before crypto. Okay, just goes to show you that these moves happen, right? And they've happened for a long time and they repeat. I created AriasWave, I back tested, I back tested, I back test. That's why I can identify these things. I've practiced on every chart you could imagine, right? Back testing done. What are we expecting next? Wave C, right? Wave C of wave B. Now, in this case, it turns out that wave B, wave C of wave B is a bit shorter. Okay. So if we take a measurement of the A wave here, right? So if I basically copy this and put it down here, it's actually not as long in this market. Okay. Things started to get weak in this 5 wave move, right? And how would you know? Well, you count the subdivisions. You look for the longest part of wave 3, and then you count every wave up. And if it looks done, it's done, right? A lot of people think this move down in the Great Depression is a 5 wave move, including Elioticians. It's not true. Right, so that's wave B done. So you can now imagine what is coming in cryptos, right? You can start to get an idea that we're not even close to the bottom yet. We still have to see the C wave of the B wave, right? Now, the problem with assuming this is a 5 wave move, well, for starters, a zigzag is not the only pattern in a correction, right? You've got 5 wave move, 5 wave move. This is like a zigzag, right? So therefore, what's next is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, right? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then you got B, and then you got C. Okay, so that's the only weird part about this particular pattern here is that the C wave was shorter. Okay, and then we had a wave C. Okay, so the wave C bounce, you could see how hard it tried to create that 5 wave move up, but given such downside pressure, it didn't quite look as, forthcoming as what 5 wave moves do, but you can see a gap in the middle. That's wave 3 price action. Okay. Now, let's keep going. What comes next? Wave D, another zigzag right here, D, right? Now this is really getting into the nitty gritty, just to prove a point that you should learn the waves. And especially because I made AriasWave. I mean, come on, you're talking to the guy who made a wave methodology that, you know, basically kills Elliott wave. So you have wave D, which is a zigzag. You can see it right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correction, which is A, B, C, D, E, in the shape of a zigzag, right? That's how it works, okay? You can't see the internals in here, but you could see parts zigzag there. These are probably type 2 expanded zigzags, C, gap in the middle, zigzag down D, and then E, 5-wave move. Okay, that happens all the time. That's why Elliotticians think that zigzag patterns are always the correction, ABC. It's not true, right? So if this is wave E, then how? Well, it's pretty easy. Come on, can't you see what's going on here, right? I'll show you. So for starters, we have wave 1. Okay, we have wave 2, we have wave 3, we have wave 4, we have wave 5. Okay, wave 3 is not the shortest, there's a gap in the middle. Wave 2 never went below the start of wave 1, and wave 5 has to make the last high. Oh my God, that looks close. How do you know? Well, let's zoom in. In, in, in. You can see it made a new high. Doesn't matter how, it made it. That's why when I put that trade on Bitcoin the other day, I said it's going here, and it went there. And I said this is a sell zone. Why? Because you can make assumptions when you know AriasWave. That's the point. You can make assumptions because it's always the same. Always. This is the point I try to get across to people, but I don't think they really grasp that it's predictable in every way. As soon as you understand that you're onto the pattern, guess what? It becomes easy. Oh my God, could you imagine if it's easy? That means not hard. Right. So we have B, wave B. And then finally we have wave C. This is the C wave. Right, don't worry, when I first found this out, when I first discovered this in 2015, don't worry, I was amazed. Why do you think I'm on this journey for so long? Right, so all in all, you can see that this is the corrective portion, right, in wave B. Sorry, why did I make them green? I mean, orange. They're meant to be green. Goose. Right, this is why I label things a particular way, because the whole thing's wave A, I label A, B, C, A. Internals can be the colors of what they are, right? It all makes sense, doesn't it? Now, things to note about this pattern to prove that it's not a 5-wave move. 1, wave 3 in the middle, there is none. That's normally the sharpest part of a move. Noted. The sharpest parts of a move are A and C. Pretty obvious, right? Well, apparently not to Elliotticians. Apparently, wave 3 is the weakest wave in in uh in this. Well, from what I can see. But then also on top of it, if you try to make it into a wave 3, 5-wave move in the middle, you've got all this other stuff on either side that doesn't make sense. It's just ridiculous, all right? Elliott wave is a joke, all right? This is why I always bag the shit out of it, because it's crap. Now, this is what's going to happen to Bitcoin. Where are we now? Right here, right? That blob dot green, or let's make it red and bright. That's where we are now, the red dot. So what? We're halfway through, maybe? I reckon about halfway, potentially. I reckon the wave C in Bitcoin ain't going to be weak. I think it's going to be pretty sharp because it's the next move coming. Wave Cs aren't typically weak. I'd expect D wave to be weaker than the B wave, but nevertheless, you got to count the waves when they happen. in order to know. Okay, so take a snapshot, mental snapshot of that right now in your mind, right? And we'll head over to the BLX. Actually, we'll just go to the normal Bitcoin chart, whatever. Actually, the BLX will do. Chop and change. Right. Now, take a look at it, right? You had your A, right? First move down. What is that? Oh my God, it's A. What have I been saying all along? My analysis, this cannot be looked at as a complete correction. I've always said that, right? A, right there, A, okay? Then what do you got? You've got A, just like I showed you in the video before. Rewind it if you have to. I'll be here waiting for you, don't worry, right? And you've got correction. Remember, I said wave E was also long in that move too. Oh my God. And look, I've even drawn these in my previous video because I know the pattern off by heart. That's how crazy I am. Yes, I am. I know. You have, right? B. Like I say many times before, but people probably don't take it seriously. If you can't draw the pattern of what you're expecting on a piece of paper, you don't know what's going on, right? I remember when I first said that, I tried drawing the pattern when I first figured it out. It looked like a 6-year-old drawing a picture of squiggles. Don't worry, I've got pictures of my first, what I thought I was seeing in the markets before the eventual pattern appeared. I was obsessed with finding that pattern. Don't you worry, I've got stories to tell. C, D, right? People think that I just draw squiggles on the line and it's cute and I label things cute. They don't realize how wrong they are. They don't know what I'm doing here. They really just think it's a joke. It's no joke, I'm telling you. It's no damn joke. Right? Now this is the B and this is the C. Okay? Now you tell me, you saw you saw that video, the Great Depression wave A, right? You saw it with your own eyes, right? I was showing it to you just now, just before. Rewind if you have to. Remember what I said? We're about halfway. Do you remember I said that? The same point where we saw the long wave E. Do you remember I said that? Right? That's right. It's because I know what the hell I'm talking about. Except these clowns don't realize that. Whatever. I mean, I'm just playing. I don't really care about the clowns. I'm making a point though, right? So what you got to understand is if you know how every wave works, and I teach this, you will be ahead of most. Now, the thing is that this is really cool. This is very interesting. The pattern that happened before this move in the Dow Jones is a very similar pattern. Go back and check it out. You can actually find that long-term chart online if you look for it. It's really cool. Same pattern. All right. But the thing is, what happened after? Was wave B like this? No. You got to watch that video. I'll link it below. It's called Have You Ever Wondered About the Bigger Picture? The Dow Jones video. I released it like a month or two ago, maybe 3. I don't know. I actually gave out my analysis. People don't really value it. They don't understand what it means. But hopefully you get inspired to learn the waves, right? Now, the wave B was not like this at all. It was not like this at all. I'll show you what it is, right? So if you think you understand what's coming in Bitcoin, right? If this zigzag is expanded to the downside, I reckon you can bet your bottom dollar that what's coming next is going to look like my analysis predicts or what the Dow Jones did. And it really makes you wonder, what the hell is this going to be like in the future? Right? We had a wave A. Now, this is the same thing. It's all fractal. Think about it. I've been showing you all along. Right? A. A. Right? Look how long the A of the internal B wave expanded. Right? And then it goes on and on. Right? I have my ways. Don't worry. It's all fractal. It completely makes sense. You learn if you join my program. I'll teach you all the variances. I'll tell you all the theory, the rules, and you get to talk to me all the time. What could be more fun, right? Come on. You'll understand my videos a hell of a lot better. You see my members from time to time doing analysis and commenting on my charts. Felix was one of them. He commented recently. There's a few that don't want to be mentioned, but look, I literally laid it out for you. This is crypto depression that we're in, right? It's really cool once you understand what patterns actually are for what they are. You no longer look at sharp moves as just five-way moves. Oh, that's a five-way move because it was sharp. You don't do that anymore. You learn, you realize, oh my God, I need to be careful with what I'm assuming because my eyes tell me that I'm seeing this, or my processing unit behind my eyes tell me what I'm seeing this. That's why I always say AriasWave is like installing a new program in your brain, teaching you how to read waves, how to observe the markets, right? If something doesn't make sense, always look at the pattern before. And if you know AriasWave, you'll know exactly what you're looking at now. Hopefully you found this video interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.